They call him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives.
Hello, welcome back to Genesis 7. Now there's a couple of things that I want to address before I go on. I'm getting questions about the flat earth. As we go through our Bible, I will point out more on that. There's lots of proof in here. Now, if you would like for me to do a video just on flat earth, let me know in a comment, and I will do a video just on flat earth. Now, something else that I want to address to let you know and see, and hopefully you understand. I'm putting a sewing video on in the morning, and then late at night I put on a Bible. And in between there is whatever I put on, okay? But those are the way I'm going to start doing it. I have been doing it. Ain't no starting to it. That's the way I've been doing it. Put a sewing video on in the morning, and then late at night I put on a Bible video. So, that's all I can say about that. Alright, now, I think we were on number 7. Alright, here we go. We're going to start with that with a prayer. Heavenly Father, please open our eyes and our ears so we can understand what you have to say. Not what Sandy has to say, or not what anybody else. Please help to erase our mind with the stinking thinking and put your gems, your precious stones in our hearts and our minds, and let us remember what you say in your word to make our path just as straight as we possibly can make it. And Lord, if there's anybody out there that's having any difficulties in finances and in health, Lord, we call upon your name to help and to be with us and guide us in what we should do for you. In Jesus' precious name, amen. Okay. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark. For thee I have... Let's start this over. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark. For thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by 7, the male and his female, and of the beasts that are not clean by 2, the female and his female. So, here we go with what I left off with in chapter 6. So, God told Noah, I want you to take 7 of the clean animals, and only take 2 of the unclean animals. So, there is one thing that you're not being taught in the churches. It's by 2. By 2 is unclean. Okay? 2 is unclean. And 7 is clean. Okay? Alright. Of fowls also of the air by 7, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. So God said, I'm going to destroy everything in 7 days. 7 days. A week, and he destroyed everything that he created. It took 7 days to create. It took 7 days to destroy. Okay? 5. And Noah did according to all the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the floods of water upon the earth. And Noah went in, his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives with him, and to the ark, because of the waters of the flood. So it started flooding, and here they go into the ark. They have everything ready. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of the fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in 2 and 2 unto the ark, the male and his female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. Now, they entered the ark 2 by 2. Okay? But they were 7 clean and 2 unclean. Alrighty. In the 600th year of Noah, we're on 11, of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 7th day of the month, the same day were all the foundations of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. Alright. Let's look at this. You have mountains and everything. Think about them all going flat. As water rose up and the rain came down, and all the water gathered up and started making landslides and all this stuff, okay? Now, that's where the deep is coming from, okay? And the windows of heaven were open. So in other words, it's what we would call, it's raining cats and dogs. But this right here was double time. Oh gosh. Just think about that would be very hard. Okay, let's go on to 12. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wives, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. Okay? They all are in the ark now. 14. And every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. Now, let's look at this. Let's give you a little bitty tidbit here that you can start thinking about. And you have all these animals, and all these animals had to get along on this ark, which was big, empty. I mean, it was huge, empty. But now after all these animals are in there, just think how small that ship got, that boat, whatever you want to call it, the ark. It got really short. They're really small, right real quick. The birds did not eat the spiders. The spiders didn't bite the people. You see what I'm saying? Okay? So that is somewhere where you could start just thinking about how wonderful God had got all this together to do. Your troubles are small to him. This right here shows that the troubles are small. And they went to Noah and to the ark, and two of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God commanded him. And the Lord shut him in. Now the Lord is the one that shut him in the ark. Now I want to go back up, and I want to I want you to see this right here picture. And they went in unto Noah and to the ark, two and two of all flesh. I want you to see this, all flesh. Now, I have to find the Bible verse, and I'll put it up here so you can go look at it. But there is terrestrial, celestial flesh. Okay, and I'll put the Bible verse up there, and you can go and check it out. All right, wherein is the breath of life. So anything that had life in the breath of life, God put on that ark. So, and I don't know how else to explain this, but let's just look at it this way. If they were giants, it had the breath of life in it. They went on the ark, two of them, male and female. Can you understand where I'm coming? Everything. And now here's 16. And they that went in, they, okay, that could be human or terrestrial, celestial, whatever, anything. It went in male and female. This is the breath. And they went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him. And the Lord shut him in. That's awesome that God shut up the doors. Okay, 17. And the floods was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bore up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. So as the waters kept on, the boat began to float. Okay? What if Noah accidentally forgot to put any, I'm going to call it alcumpucky. Y'all know what I mean. The black tar. What if he forgot to put it in a spot? Think about this. God sealed it. It doesn't say it, but it's a good thing to think about. Hey, look, if I forget something in life and all that I should have done, will God seal it up and help me? Yes, he sure will. You have to have trust, and you have to have faith in him. He puts his trust in you to go by his commandments. He doesn't give them to you to be mean to you. God's commandments are not grievous. Man's commandments are grievous. Now you have the law of the Lamb, which would be God's laws, okay? And then you have lawful, which are man-made laws. Okay, let's keep on going. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. 19. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. So you take the highest mountain, which is Mount Everest. It was all the way on top of Mount. They covered it. You couldn't even see Mount Everest. Okay, 20. 15 cubits upwards did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle, and of the beast of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. So God just drowned it everywhere, wiped them all out. 22. In all whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land died. So if you walked upon dry land, it was gone. Now think about this. Well, where would Noah put the whale and the fish? No, you didn't have to worry about all those animals because they were already used to the water. So they're going to be right there. They're just going to be in a different spot when the waters start going down. That's why come you have shales on top of Mount Everest. Okay, you have remnant of fish. You know, in places you're like, well, this ain't where the ocean is, but I'm telling you, that is where them fish come from. Okay, it's from this big flood. Everything didn't live in the sea. Some of it died when the waters prevailed. Okay? And think, just say a whale did die. Every whale on earth died during the flood. Do you not think that the Creator God can make that again? Or can make something different? Okay? Alright. 23. And every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the heaven. And they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. So just because they don't mention these, the Nephilims and all the other fleshy things, doesn't mean that they weren't there. And all that they was with him. Alright, 24. The waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Okay? So, we have 150 days that the water was on the earth. And you have 40 days and 40 nights of rain. That's a lot of water. So, now, remember I was showing you on that one video about the earth and how the bowl and the water on top of the earth and on top of the fragment. So that can give you some know-how here, okay? And a little bit of juice there to kind of bring back your mind that if there was no fragment up there, how can we, what if something does come at us? Like, let's say a shooting star is on the outside of the firmament. And it'll hit the firmament before it would hit us. And that's just looking at it. They say that there's shooting stars and people see them and get hit by them. But why, if so, why isn't it common news that we hear that this is happening? In other words, I do not believe that a shooting star would come down and hit somebody because God made the stars, right? Okay? But they're not this little, because if they were this little, you can't see them up there. They have to be really huge for you to see that star. Think about the size of the moon. Think about the size of the sun and how big they are. So, if the stars are up there, exactly how big are they? They're not going to be this small and come down and fire. They're going to be huge. So there's you a myth that you can look at and see if I'm right or wrong in. All right, we'll be back for number 8 tomorrow night. Okay, I gotta try to do this again. I got that old nasty picture. Camera has stopped. So I'm gonna try to go back. I got my bedroom Bible. So, but that's okay, I was excited. I can't help it. Okay, so I want to go back and I want to look at day 2. I'm going to go ahead and read you part of day 1. And it's verse 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And 4. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. So he's saying that the light is good, and that the darkness he never said was good. That I want to point out. There's your 2. You take them in by 2. Now let's look at the 7th day. All right, and it's in chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. On the 7th day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. Now, here, he rested. Noah went into the ark on the 7th day. So there's no telling how many years that Noah worked on this ark, because he couldn't just made it overnight. Look how big. He had to spend years on making this ark. So I wanted to point out how the 2nd day that the light was good, but he never said he liked the darkness. Okay? That I wanted to point out, and the 7th day. Alrighty. I think we can go on. This is how to donate to my PayPal. You come down here to Poor Man's Sewing, and you mash on Poor Man's Sewing. Then you go over here to About. You mash on About, and right here is to donate to Poor Man's Sewing. Thank you. I appreciate everything that is donated. It will go to the sewing shed that we are working on, or anything that you want me to put it on there, just leave a note on there and I will see what it says. And I really do appreciate you donating and watching my channel. A lot of hugs and kisses to you.